Bye, Mom. I'm gonna go capture animals and make them fight against their will.
Wait, don't go too far and make sure you don't do anything dangerous.
Don't worry, Mom. I'm the main character. They won't hurt me.
Alright, and before you leave, don't forget.
Yes, Mom, I know that only 22% of you are subscribed, and it'd mean a lot to me if you'd subscribe to me, since I'm trying to reach 1 million subscribers in 2021.
Okay, good. Where are you going anyways?
I'm heading over to the Pokesaga server, and if any of you want to play with me, there's a link to a video in the description on how to download and play the mod pack and join me.
What?
Yeah, and there's many different warps on this server, each one having their own theme and different teams for you. I'm playing on the Pokeblaze one if you want to come play with me. Also, 30,000 likes and I'll do 200 days. Now sit back and let me tell you about my adventures in Pixelmon. Once I arrived, like tradition, I looked around spawn. I installed some shaders and these bad boys were gorgeous. I went over to the Pokeblaze teleporter and I was whisked away magically into the realm. A fun thing for the server is that instead of those boring, weak, and disgusting normal starters, you can have amazing new and special custom starters. Sadly, no Mewtwo, but I did see a Gible and a Larvitar. After a long while, I decided to go with Larvitar. With this bad boy, none of you stand a chance against me. I practically own the entire world now. Another fun thing is daily quests, which, get this, are quests you can do daily. Also, I'm being held against my will again, and I'm playing with my friend Daviswho. His channel is linked down below if you want to go tell him I sent you. In the spawn, there's these magical cubes that you can open if you get keys, which you can get by voting for the server, answering questions in chat, leveling up, etc. The thing is, you can get currency from this, which, I may have done. There's also tiered quests, which take longer, but give amazing awards. A battle frontier if you're strong enough, and a global quest. I felt like I was in an RPG with endless loot. My goblin hands were in heaven, and to end off the day, I skipped around spawn since it was pretty. My heart dropped and I forgot how to breathe for a second because I found the casino. But then I had to read and lost interest in it. Also, I would have had to use my own money, and that sounds like an awful time to me. I found out about kits and began to collect every free kit that I could. I'm all for destroying economies and getting free items. There's also a skill tree which will increase what you get when you mine or chop down trees and etc. Just some cool stuff to grind for and you get nice rewards from it. And bingo! If you complete a line on here by catching whatever Pokemon it is, you'll get a reward. With my brain throbbing and hurting from all the reading, we teleported out to this massive island that Mr. Beast could have only dreamt of giving away. I began a fight with the Shelter and in the end, he only beat me because I ran out of health. Must have been a glitch or something. Once I was done crying and wiped away the tears, we teleported out to a plains biome and began slaughtering all the animals in sight. Out here, we found some random house with a healing station inside. And just like in real life, we robbed the place and used it to heal our Pokemon while we leveled up our Pokemon. With beating up all the small children, it really reminded me of Disneyland, so I felt right at home. After farming all day, I had a lot of items and went to the store to scam the owner, beginning my capitalism empire immediately. Like my mom taught me, go and fight everything you see until you're finally level 100. Except I only had enough time today to get to level 13. My little Larvitar is finally becoming stronger. With all this power farming I was doing, I was getting really scared of a cowgirl coming by and trying to date me. So I teleported to this absolutely massive beach. I'd say it was at least 6 feet. I wanted to get another Pokemon and worked on capturing this Kamala, except it cheated and wouldn't let me catch it. Ended up killing Godzilla and I had to go heal him. I saw some flying ladybugs and really wanted to catch them, but just like an old lady, I couldn't hit them. For the life of me, I just couldn't start a battle. I gave up on them and went back to trying to find cool Pokemon to catch. Ended up finding this apple Pokemon and caught him. For top tier comedy, I renamed it Samsung for obvious reasons. Next, I found the squirrel on a tree, and this thing was double cheeked up on a Thursday evening, but I sadly clapped it too hard and couldn't catch it. Davis, however, found this stain and I just loved it too much to not catch it, renaming it to Milk Stain. What a squad. I spent the first half of the day under the sun having fun at the beach and fighting Pokemon. After that, I scammed the shop owners and went to Davis at the water gym. The place looked amazing, but all the Pokemon were way stronger than us. Then I remembered and checked out the GTS. I wanted an XP all so I could just use one Pokemon and level up everyone else in my squad, which I bought one for $25,000. I found some low-level Pokemon in here and decided to battle them. Then I looked at the tiered quests again and found out that you had to accept them. Now I need to beat 250 Pokemon, catch a whole lot of them, and evolve 5 of them. With those accepted, I immediately got to work on slapping Pokemon. This entire day was like a basic YouTube event, just filled with boxing and fighting. I wanted to complete that beat 250 Pokemon quest fast, mainly for the money. And at the end of the day, I got a full team of Pokemon, which will definitely change over this movie. We found a village on day 10, but just like the Costco free samples, this place was raided and nothing was left. I got back to grinding and beating Pokemon. A cool thing on the server is the Wonder Trade. You put in any Pokemon you want and you'll receive a random Pokemon from someone else. It can be good or bad. My first time, I got a Hitmonlee. I found out you can check your Pokemon stats and use the /PB command, showing me their IVs and EVs. IVs aren't too important, but you should keep an eye on them, which, all of my Pokemon are weak. Only Godzilla is 70% and above. Hitmonlee is also bad, so this will be a lot of work getting a good team. To cheer up, I went and did some capitalism. After that, we we went and teleported to a jungle. After feeling like Tarzan, I found this parrot. Just like in Petco, this thing was so annoying and wouldn't stay in my ball. Took more than one and less than 64 tries, but I finally caught the bird. Right after that, I found this boss Pokemon and Davis teleported to me, immediately fighting the thing and trying to steal it from me. He got what he deserved and the boss killed all his Pokemon. But he definitely didn't kill all of mine. It was just a glitch on the screen. I looked around to see if there was any different types of Pokemon here, but all I found were leaves and air. There was a ton of mosquitoes and I'm too pretty to be bitten, so like a college student after graduation, I returned home and sat around doing nothing. I want to finish this defeat 250 Pokemon quest, and you can't cause mass extinction in one day, so I spent the entire day just farming Pokemon and going numb. After fighting for a bit more today, we randomly found a village and explored it a bit, but the signs were obvious. Just like a football team's table at an all-you-could-eat buffet, this place was picked clean. Nothing left for me to steal, sadly. But that wouldn't stop my goblin hands and looting habits. I looked around for even the least valuable items and then returned back to base to plant all of these berries that I stole with a smile on my face. With all the remaining items, I just went to the store and scammed the owner. I bugged Davis and he was dumb enough to let me teleport to him. You see, he was doing a quest where he had to mine some ores and he needed lapis. So with my loot goblin abilities, I kept finding the lapis and stealing it. Also had this insanely cool fight with an Aaron. I feel bad for anyone who can't see this. The little monster is running around the walls and just wow, so cool. After catching him, I kept bugging Davis and ended the day with another sick battle. I bugged Davis some more, but sadly today he got all the lapis he needed. So there was no point in me being down here anymore. I went and committed some capitalism, then got organized and cleaned up the base a little bit. I got back to fighting and catching Pokemon today. Also found myself a mentally rebooting ladybug that probably got exposed to 5G towers. Scary things, and caught myself a Krogunk, Corphish, and some other Pokemon that I can't pronounce because I'm white. And upon looking at all their nerdy IVs, I still need a farm. I can't beat all of you non-stop with Pokemon with terrible IVs like these. Oh, and I think I found a spot for a base that you can all visit. I was Christopher Columbus today and kept on claiming land that was already claimed to these native animals and said hi to them all. After doing that for a little bit, my Corphish evolved into a Crodon das Hoshabo. It sounds French and then something no straight man has ever said before. I rode him. Things were getting spicy and I went back to beating up innocent animals and exploring. After a little while, Davis said he was on some island and there were new Pokemon and stuff. I went over to the summer island and found a present treasure hunt. The greatest thing is that when you find a present, you get $500 in-game. So I very happily went around finding presents. I just had the urge to steal from the rich and make myself even richer. The Pokemon on this island, however, are quite rare and very strong, especially for new players. If you can catch them, I highly recommend doing this. The presents got a lot harder to find, but I did get myself a snazzy Eevee and try to get a Snorlax, but I'm stronger than I realized and one-shot it. I cried a bit. Then I didn't cry a bit because I caught a Snorlax the very next day, and this one was 15 levels higher. But then I began to cry again because the scissors sucks and wouldn't stay in my balls. No matter how hard I tried, this thing just didn't want me. I walked into the sunset and went to the lighthouse to cheer up. I was doing absolutely incredible at the parkour inside and I put Dream to shame. I was just gliding through the air and crushing the world record. I didn't want my ego and head to get as massive as Davis though. I needed to humble myself. So I found the most aggravating Pokemon on the server and tried to catch it. Here's the thing. This Aerodactyl is more annoying than your shirt sleeve being rolled up while wearing a hoodie and it feels like it's violating your arm. You know that feeling? Yeah, he's 100 times worse. I think I'll bring him to the Geneva Convention. He just wouldn't let me catch him. He even started to leave the battle somehow and run away. I got so annoyed that I used my Master Ball on him, finally catching him. After that, I found a T-Rex and tried to catch him, but after a little bit, my game glitched and then I had to force close it. And that annoying dragon that I used a Master Ball on is 48 IV. I'm drinking champagne but without the sham. I explored the island since I really haven't yet and caught another Eevee and this koala Pokemon, since it looked cool. Davis has been stuck on some quest this entire time, about 4 days, and I wanted to see if I could complete it. He didn't remember where he got it from, but he tried to show me where it was. He gave up and we went back to base to farm, but he didn't have an XP all like me, so his Pokemon are far weaker. I said I'd give him $5,000 for his Master Ball so he can go and buy an XP all, but I'm too good of a business capitalism guru god and gave him $4,999. We wanted to explore the biomes again and Davis teleported to the jungle. Upon arriving at this random location, we were put right below a base. Parts of it weren't claimed yet, luckily, and planned on robbing the place. I mean, we planned on borrowing the items in here without asking and would definitely return them at a later date. But it shattered my heart. The important areas were claimed and their chests were locked. I know the server would be difficult, but not this difficult. There was a lot of awesome loot, but we just left and I went back to exploring and trying to find Pokemon to beat up. It's been 27 days so far and still no base. It's been fun running around and living everywhere, but it's about time I build a home. I need to begin creating an amazing house for you all to look at and be in awe over. So we ran around for quite some time trying to find a nice location to build at. Then I reached level 30 on battling in the server and got a skill crate key. I went to the spawn and used the key, unlocking a lot of Pokeballs. I also had a 2x incense and decided to use it. On the server, if you get your Pokedex to 100% completed, you get a free shiny Pokemon. And also so I don't get bored. I'm now going for that 100% completion. So this entire day, I just spent it catching every Pokemon that I saw. There's 899 Pokemon to get, and this will take quite some time. I brought out my inner Chris Hansen, and I just kept on catching case after case. I ran out of incense, but that didn't stop me until I tried to get the flying Pokemon, and they definitely stopped me because I hate them and I can never hit them with my Pokeball. While I was out and about and doing better than Ash Ketchup ever could, I got a blank letter from a Pokemon. I wrote a loving message on it, signed it, and gave it to Davis. He was a slow reader but finally got to it and then rage quit the server. And then I ended the day off with catching a Farfetch'd. The universe really does reward you for doing good deeds. I had to throw off his tracks on me. I couldn't let Davis suspect a thing. So I battled for a little bit and then wrote him another kind-hearted letter. I handed it to him and he started sobbing. I skipped away happily after that. I finally said hi to 250 Pokemon and got a great key out of it. I went back to spawn, used the key, and got a Sky's shovel. While I was here, I looked at the GTS to see if there was any good deals, and I bought a 76% IV Froakie. Finally, my second good Pokemon. Also saw a Gibble, and I didn't care about the IV. I just wanted this bad boy, but I need about $3,000 more for it. I just needed to evolve one more Pokemon and I'd complete my evolution quest. I think I found a common allergy for all Pokemon. They all seem to die when they take more damage than their total HP. After finding out about that medical condition, I evolved Froakie in this amazing shot. Shame if you can't see it, and then completed the quest. I went by Gibble and then looked through the rest of the GTS, or Goots as I like to call it. I want to collect all starters, legendaries, and mythical Pokemon in here. Seeing as I'm about 1/3 done with the video and we don't have a base yet, we just explored around for a nice spot and we finally found it. We wanted to break the area in and I fought Davis. The footage corrupted, but I promise you all, I won the fight. Was too easy and not even close. After I won, I found this fish that I'm just gonna call the bruh fish and wrote down in my notes that this thing was gonna make me act up on God, and I swear my mama G, I wasn't wrong. I get sidetracked incredibly easy and kept trying to catch this stupid flying butterfly thing, but no matter what, I just couldn't hit it. It just didn't want to be mine. It was homophobic or something. I gave up on it and tried to catch a Whalmer, but this thing hits harder than my mother and it wiped out my team. Davis left the island and there's no way I'm building this base solo, so I went around and fought Pokemon until he came back. Which he did today, but that won't stop me from slacking off and fighting Pokemon. Oh, I also had a Pichu egg and it hatched. It's also the same height as my average subscriber. Right when I was considering beginning the base, this big boy boss Butthead spawned in, and to say it completely wiped me and Davis is an understatement. But to make up for it beating me, I did the Wonder Trade and got a Dragonite. Low IV, but it still made Davis very angry, so I was happy. I was a national treasure today and I wiped out Polio, or a tiny sea lion animal, but what's the difference? I got to terraforming the land, and this shovel puts max enchanted netherite tools to shame. I cleared out the land in no time and planted some trees. This build is going to take a lot of wood. I said hi to the locals and then got to work on yelling at Davis to work harder. He just placed all the blocks and terraformed, and I had to stand around and watch. I think my part of the job required a lot more energy and was definitely a lot harder. The intense work continued today, and I was starting to lose my voice from trying to get this child to do all the terraforming. It'd mean a lot if you guys would comment something like, "Wow, Skies, you're such a hard worker. You deserve a break." While the terraforming was going on, I fought some Pokemon. Once the platform was all done, I got to work on setting up the lighting. Today was mainly just preparing for the house, collecting wood, and running around in circles until our legs got tired. As Mr. Beast once said, there's too many trees on my floating island and I can't build my mansion in this workspace. So I became Internet Explorer and got to chopping. You know what's more fun than watching paint dry? Watching dirt grow. It was just some more terraforming today, placing dirt and creating stairs to help lift us up. As any multi-billion-dollar company that hates nature would, I removed the mountain because it's all about me and I need space to build. After that, we got back to work on preventing people in wheelchairs reaching our house. The stairs was looking a whole lot longer than expected. We started to wrap it around the hill to save on space, and then a world boss spawned in. We wanted to try it out, and this will shock you. The thing was incredibly tough and kept one-shotting all of my Pokemon. The battle took a while and continued on to this day as well. After a long time, the boss was finally killed and Davis and I didn't even do any damage to it. But more importantly, I did more damage than him. I was about to leave, but then I found a random present. So now, I had to explore the rest of the island to find more presents. Because there's nothing that I love more than free money. The only issue with finding these presents is that I swear all of them are out getting some milk. They were incredibly hard to find. Also, it doesn't help that the island is pretty massive and has a lot of small nooks and crannies. But at the end of the day, I got to $10,800. Nice. We were about to head home, but then I remembered I could fly with Dragonite. But that was more difficult than a paraplegic winning a race against Usain Bolt. I covered the high areas and got to 20 out of 30 gifts, and ended the day off with $14,000. I got stuck in the tree today and was forced to teleport home. Upon returning, I found a yellow rat and decided to catch it. I got it down to 1 HP because my luck is insane and caught it. Once that was done, I got to work on the stairs and we finished it today, with no time to spare. I made some wooden slabs for the stairs because who wants to run up and down stairs every single day? Exercise? Ewy, yucky, disgusting ew? That That didn't take long, and I got to lighting up the staircase. It really reminds me of my future. We extended out the land, and I began to add a railing to the stairs. Don't want any of you to fall and get hurt and try to sue us. Building this railing also reminded me, did you know that building this railing was so easy because of all the practice penguins got back in 417 AD when we built the railings for the Egyptians' pyramids in 3 days? Let's go! I went to the Poke Center to heal my Pokemon, obviously, and was greeted by the baby. We fangirled over him and then watched him find the cure to every known disease out there. We left him alone to work and went back home to this giant booger boss that killed my entire team. To get payback on him, I went around tearing down his homeland, fight fire with pettiness. After a little bit, this Suicune spawned in right at our base and Davis really wanted it. Sucks for him because he didn't have his Master Ball anymore and was too slow. I caught the legendary and this thing was absolutely stacked. I went and put him on my team and definitely didn't harass Davis with him. That would be cruel. I would never just ride the thing around in his face while bragging how I caught it and he didn't. The problem now is that there was a quest to catch a legendary and you'd get a Master Ball from it. I didn't have the quest activated. You can only have 3 quests activated at one time and I still had to finish my 3 quests. So now I need to rush around and complete at least one of them so I can activate the legendary quest before another legendary spawns in so I can steal it from Davis. So I woke up to the YouTuber rank today and got 4 Master Balls, some keys, and a lot of tiers from Davis. I went and used all the keys. Got 64 rare candies, $25,000, a shiny Pokemon, and a lot more tiers from Davis. The shiny Pokemon was a furry and I went back home and was generous to Davis. I gave him a voting shovel since he wouldn't shut up and he sounded like a car alarm. After that charity event, I got my Suicune to level 100, further putting more dirt into Davis's wounds. After running around doing nothing while Davis did all the work, we cleared out this monster of a tree and it made a perfect spot for the mine shaft, since we'd need a lot of gray diamonds for the house and I'm too cheap to spend money on buying cobblestone. With that made, I wanted to beautify the land. There was a lot of random holes and floating blocks. It was about time I made this land look like a mirror and make it beautiful, which didn't take too long. Davis got this shiny Pokemon from the Wonder Trade and for some reason, he didn't want to fight me. Something about his Pokemon being level 5 and my Suicune being level 100, and apparently that wouldn't be a fair fight. But I'd rather believe it's because he's too scared of me wiping the floor with him because I'm so amazing and great. I lit up the entire island after that and got prepared to make the house. This thing is going to be kinda big, but not a mega build. Oh, and I put a slime ball with my name on it in the GTS for $500,000. Now, today was very, very special. Remend is a completely random person. For that slime ball, he offered me Victini, a level 100, max EV, 84% IV Victini for my signed slime ball. I thought he was joking, but I made an anvil and actually signed the slime ball. Still, thinking it was a joke, I gave it to him and then checked out my PC. There was the Victini. He was actually serious and gave me this, I'm guessing, legendary Pokemon. Know your worth, people. Apparently my signature is worth over $400,000. Remend then put my slime ball on his head, now wearing the most expensive headpiece in the game. But he didn't stop there. I wanted to scam, sell more items. So I signed one of my Pokeballs and put it on the market for a small loan of $500,000. And the crazy Remend came back. I think he just wants to collect my items. And Davis is a dummy doodoo head and got Remend to give him a Darkrai for my signed Pokeball. Makes sense, I guess. So I handed over the Pokeball and the little twerp got the Darkrai. Definitely not butthurt over this. But we finally began the house. I just planned out the sizing of it with cobblestone. The design I'm thinking of going for is a dojo, since that's pretty simple for me to build, and I've done that already on my regular 100 Days series. I didn't want to go too crazy with building, but knowing me, that plan definitely won't stay. All I had time to do today was kind of plan out the design for the walls. I collected some wood in the morning and then watched this poor soul of a builder attempt to build the walls. And yeah, unsurprisingly, we ran out of wood, and I spent the rest of the day chopping down Earth's lungs. It took a while, but I finished the walls today while Davis was being himself and not helping. Mainly because I didn't tell him what to do, but that's besides the point. Up next was the entrance, and for the life of me, just like quantum physics, I just couldn't figure out how I wanted the entrances to look. While figuring out the entrance, this Booger Breath loser's stupid boss Pokemon came by, and if you can't tell by its legal name, it sucks. I tried for a majority of today to kill it, but no matter what, as soon as I got it to red health, it would heal or just wipe me out. Even Davis couldn't beat the thing, so I just gave up on it and luckily figured out how I wanted the entrance. Also made the inside lights fancier. I want to swap out a majority of the torches with glowstone, and looking inside, I want to do it now. Glowstone is too expensive to buy, so I bought some obsidian to make a portal. Then we found out from chat that you can just warp to the Nether. So definitely gonna make a portal at my house now. Now that we're in here, we spent time trying to catch Pokemon and exploring. If there was glowstone in here, it wouldn't be easy to find. Now, I'm no chiropractor, but I don't think penguins belong in a burning place surrounded by lava with a devil laughing at it. So I wanted to make my trip in here very fast, but I got sidetracked with how beautiful magma blocks were, even though it was burning a hole into my retinas while mining it. Even though I was nearly blind at this point, neither of us have still found any glowstone. The other players on the server really have cleaned out the entire Nether, but I'm not surprised. I just explored and caught some new Pokemon while here. Some Somehow, Davis apparently found and gathered some glowstone in there. But he really wanted to get his favorite Pokemon, Gengar. And to get that, you have to trade. So I traded the baddie fish for his haunter to turn it into a Gengar. Then I ran off all laughing and hearing him start to scream in fear and pain. Exploring the Nether, however, really made me want to explore more. And I haven't been to all biomes yet. So we went to the ice biome and got all iced out. Sheesh! Ultimately, I want to finish the catch Pokemon quest. Really badly. You have to catch 5 of every type and I want it done so I can begin the catch a legendary Pokemon quest. So I just ran around all day in the ice biome, forest, and whatever biome this is for new Pokemon. I teleported back to Davis to see if there were any more new ice types and also because I want to catch all Pokemon here to make some nice progress on my Pokedex. Also, some Pokemon only spawn at night and some only in the day, so that also adds to the grind. On day haha funny number, hold your horses. The world boss is back. The only issue is that I can't fight it. The server won't let me because of Suicune having sheer cold and that move can kill any Pokemon in one hit if it lands. So I just left and someone in the chat told me that if I want some dragon types, to go to the dragon gym. Who would have guessed? I farmed some Gibbles, trying to get a stronger one, and found an adorable Pokemon called Axew, which I also farmed. I spent this entire day catching them all and it reminded me, did you know that back in 32 BC, penguins in Florida would go around and also catch wild animals like I'm doing right now, trying their best to get an animal with an IEV above 90%. We've been doing this for millenniums. So I was also farming the dragon types here for the catch 'em all achievement. Then I found out the hard way that Pokemon caught at gyms don't count towards that quest. But luckily someone in chat told me that dragon types will spawn in the desert, but at night. So I just caught all the new Pokemon, waiting for the dragon types to come. I found this plump looking chicken nugget today, thought you'd like to see that. Was a whole lot of waiting today and then night fell. Hope it didn't hurt itself. And I found a Gibble. I just need one more dragon type after catching him. And I found a Garchomp boss. Beat it easily with Victini and I got a fun gumball for my future Garchomp to make him a big boy. And for beating the boss, I think I was rewarded with some Gucci shades. I showed Davis the plump chicken nugget and he went to catch it. I didn't want to be left out, so I went and caught 2 more of the little boogers. Luckily, new Pokemon kept spawning and the night finally came, but I didn't find one dragon type at all. Just need one more and then I'm done with the desert for now. Sadly, no more Gibbles, but Davis caught an apparent strong Pokemon, a Larvesta. I know absolutely nothing about this Pokemon, but since he wanted it so badly, I also wanted it, just so I can take it and rub it in his face. My luck sadly wasn't working and I never found one. And then my luck started working again. I found one of those little baddies and caught it, finally finishing the dragon type part of the quest. And then my luck overloaded and I caught a second Larvesta right then and there. After that, I went home and did some light work. Funny thing, we were literally about to log off until I saw this monster in the pause menu. Davis didn't see it and I made sure to rub it in his face while catching it. He reminded me of a fire alarm and I made sure to show it off. A pretty cool wolf Pokemon. After that, I beat a boss and got a Venusaur Yum Yum Bubblegum. We were low on wood until we chopped down the forest and I put down some sugarcane. With the exploring and legendary done being caught, it was time to get back to building this house. There was a lot to do and not a lot of time. And we were back to the annoying entrances. I don't know why, but this was more difficult than kindergarten math class. Neither of us could get it to work. Until I did because I'm too good. With the entrances finally done, it was time for the flooring. But I am the best guest builder on YouTube and we figured out the floor and how we wanted it. Well, I say we, but really it was me. I went for a log border with some stone bricks in the center, mainly for some nice transitions into the wall. Next up was a staircase, and you probably guessed it, knowing me, it couldn't be a simple one. I just had to go all out on it and I designed a spiral staircase with slabs. I didn't plan it out or try to make it clean, I just wanted it to spiral and look unique, which I nailed pretty well. I got the staircase to reach the second floor, but I didn't know how to end it, and I knew I'd have to correct it. But first, I'd rather start the second floor's floor. We added a log border to the section and then begin to plan out the floor. I went with sandstone since it looks really nice and for a different block to be added to the color palette. I want to make the walls come in 2 blocks each layer, and the staircase spot proved to be a huge issue for the entire day. We both spent forever trying to figure out how to bring it forward and also make the wall come in by 2 blocks, but dear God, this thing was difficult. We fixed it all up today, but more importantly, did you know that all 27 species of penguins are allergic to lava? When exposed directly to it, a penguin will die within 8 hours of touching it. Also, did you know that despite what the US military will tell you, a penguin has never actually manned a mech suit before? Mainly because they're animals and not men, but that's besides the point. Once morning came, I went and chopped down wood. Best time to do it. Once I was finished being more choppy than Cyberpunk's FPS, I took on a Beedrill boss. I don't know why, but bosses and special Pokemon really love our base. And I got some free candy at the end. No white van needed. The building was coming along beautifully, but it wasn't looking like a dojo anymore. anymore, and I couldn't build it like one with the current theme. So I decided to act like my ex and put up walls today. I'm changing it from a dojo design into a Nordic kinda design, and begin on the staircase to the 3rd floor. Not to give myself an even bigger ego, but this staircase is looking incredible. I found that very tight and claustrophobic stairs and pathways in houses tend to be really nice. I don't know, it's like it adds personality to the building for me. A random blimp event thing spawned on our base, and I collected the reward because I'm better than Davis. I got a key and went to this fancy new area, and it gave me $50,000. Incredibly nice. After that, I wanted to take a break, so I went around catching and finding Pokemon. As the saying goes, first the worst, second the best, third's the greatest one Sky's ever made. Only thing is that all floors were the best, and the 3rd floor was easy to make. It was a carbon copy of the 2nd floor, but still different. Makes sense, I know. The 1st floor is just a main lobby and an area for all of us to hang out in. 2nd floor is for storage and crafting. 3rd floor is for sleeping, and soon a 4th floor for the sunset. But we ran out of wood again, and I went back to chopping down our forest. Building the walls also reminded me of this true fact. Did you know that back in the year 1102, penguins had to teach the American colonists how to barbecue steak? Before us, those monsters would just eat it raw. Here's the base so far, and with only 10 days remaining, we desperately need to finish the build so all of you can come visit. We won't be able to finish everything in this movie, but in 200 days, we'll get a lot more done. We're also done with the 4th and final floor, and all that's left is the roof. Luckily, this floor is easy to make since it'll be open. I'm curious, do you all still care about the sunsets at the end of my movies? I know it's tradition, but I'm curious if it still matters and if I should still include it in. Also, did you know that this roof is very natural for me to build? Because back in 1492, the English would hire us penguins to build the roofing to all of their buildings, since they were terrible at it and they didn't want rainwater to leak into their houses anymore. Also, no matter what your teacher tells you, no, it's a lie. Penguins in Antarctica do not use the same currency as Americans. We're far more intelligent and superior than having to use paper for currency. And as King Henry VII once said, maybe, the roof was coming along perfectly. I might have to redesign it in the 200 Days movie, but for now it's pretty good. Went for a Nordic inspired theme for it, and this build is almost completely done, with little to no time to spare. As the Kardashians' plastic surgeon would often say, I think my building is all done, just need to plug up the holes now. And this overly large house that we'll probably never really use is finally done. It's not furnished inside yet, but we'll mainly tackle that in 200 days. Also, this will be a nice spot to hang out at with all of you. Now we just need to clean up the front of the house. I've been selling all my junk this entire time and keeping my stuff clean, but this thing I'm playing with is giving me PTSD. He's never once sold a thing for this entire 100 days, and oh dear god, there was so much to sell and organize. But we luckily cleaned it all up, and the 2nd floor is all set. The following day, I decided to be kind, and I let Davis catch this wild Suicune that spawned in our house. Our luck is insane. I promise you, the owner or any admin isn't doing this. Also, I lied. Today we got fully organized. After that, I bought some furniture for the 1st floor, which looked alright, and went to collect some leaves, since no build in Minecraft is ever done without leaves, unless it doesn't require leaves. We spent the entire day adding some furniture and leaves all over the house. Well, a majority of the house. It'll need a lot more work done to it, but sadly, we don't have enough time to finish it. So at least we have a lot to do in 200 days. Tell me what you think of the house so far in the comments down below. On the last day, we had some of the server members come to our house and check it out. Davis also wanted to put our heads at the entrance. He went and bought his for $50,000, and I was smarter and just used a diamond block and sign that says Sky's Head. I think it looks just like me. After checking out their legendaries, we went and fought each other at some gym. To nobody's surprise, I easily beat the child with my Pokemon and rush home for the sunset, ending off the movie with a sunset tradition. And there we have it. I spent 100 days in Pixelmon with my friend Daviswho. Again, if you want to go check out his channel and give him some love, there's a link in the description below to his channel. Go tell him Sky sent you. If you'd like to play with me and join me for 200 days, come join the server, Pokesaga. There's a link to a video on how to join the server in the description as well. I hope you all enjoy my movie, and I'll see you all next time.